It's 1963 in the quiet town of Haddonfield, Illinois, a place where nothing bad ever happens, until tonight. Through the eyes of someone unknown, we watch a young couple sneak upstairs for a moment of passion, completely unaware they're being watched. Moments later, the boy leaves and the unseen figure grabs a large kitchen knife. Step by step, they climb the stairs, breathing slow and steady. They slip on a mask, cold, expressionless, and push open the bedroom door. The girl turns confused. But by then, it's far too late. Without speaking a single word, begins to stab the girl over and over again. That girl's name is Judith Margaret Myers. And the shocking part is that she is actually the older sister of the boy behind the mask, because the mysterious figure is none other than a 6-year-old child named Michael Myers, who has been dangerous and disturbed since childhood. When he finally walks outside holding the bloody knife, his parents arrive and pull off the mask, revealing the blank, emotionless face of a very young boy who has just murdered his own sister. Michael is then locked away for 15 long years at a mental institution called Smith's Grove Sanitarium, where he never speaks, never expresses emotion, and simply stares into space as if he cannot feel anything at all inside his mind, turning him into a silent human monster even before he becomes an adult. Now, the movie jumps forward to October 30th, 1978, where Dr. Samuel Loomis, the doctor who has been watching Michael all these years, is traveling in a car with a nurse named Marion to take Michael to court. Dr. Loomis warns her again and again that Michael has not spoken a single word since he arrived there as a child. Yet Marion does not fully take his words seriously because she believes Michael is like any other patient, unaware that she is completely wrong. When they reach the sanitarium, they see something very strange. All the patients are roaming outside in the dark like zombies. So, Dr. Loomis leaves the car to investigate, but suddenly a figure jumps on top of the car and attacks Marion, forcing her to jump out in fear. Then, that person climbs into the driver's seat, starts the car, and speeds away. It turns out the silent attacker is none other than Michael Myers. Soon we return to Haddonfield, where it is once again Halloween Day. We meet a kind, shy high school girl named Laurie Strode, whose father asks her to drop off some keys at the old abandoned Myers house he's trying to sell. She does so on her way to school with a little boy named Tommy, whom she will be babysitting later. She places the keys outside the creepy house, but what she does not know is that Michael Myers is already there, quietly watching her and marking her as his new target, now that he has returned home to the place where his darkness first began. Meanwhile, Dr. Loomis fears exactly this and begins racing toward Haddonfield, because he is certain that if Michael ever escapes, the first place he would go is back home. Later at school, Laurie sits in class when she suddenly sees Michael standing outside the window, staring directly at her. However, when she looks again after answering a teacher's question, he has completely vanished as though he was never there in the first place. After school, we see Tommy being bullied by other kids who tell him that the boogeyman is coming for him because it is Halloween. Even though they are only trying to scare him for fun, Michael quietly stalks Tommy from a distance, which makes the whole situation feel much more real and much more terrifying. Meanwhile, Laurie walks home with her friends Annie and Linda, and Michael follows them slowly in his stolen car. Suddenly, Michael stops when Annie insults him, which scares all three girls before they eventually split up to head home. Later that evening, Laurie sees Michael again near her house, but he disappears each time she tries to point him out, making her feel like she is losing her mind. When she gets a strange phone call with no one speaking on the line, she becomes even more uneasy, until Annie calls back and asks her to come babysit with her. As night falls, Lori babysits Tommy, while Annie takes care of a girl named Lindsay across the street, unaware that Michael is secretly trailing them. Dr. Loomis finally arrives in town and learns that someone stole a gravestone belonging to Judith Myers, along with a mask and knives from a hardware store. He quickly realizes that Michael must be behind it and informs the sheriff, who also happens to be Annie's father. At the Myers house, Dr. Loomis also finds a dead dog that Michael killed and possibly ate, which shows how frighteningly strong and savage he has become. The sheriff hurries into the night to search for him, while Loomis stays behind waiting like a hunter, hiding from a dangerous beast. In the meantime, Michael watches Annie from outside Lindsay's house. She spills butter on her clothes and goes to the laundry room to clean up. Quickly, Michael locks her in and watches silently as she tries to escape through the window. She's later rescued by Lindsay, who then goes with Annie to Lori's place, leaving Michael still lurking close. Annie plans to pick up her boyfriend Paul after dropping Lindsay off, but when she gets into the car, she realizes too late that Michael has been waiting in the back seat. He grabs her from behind and brutally kills her. Tommy later sees Michael carrying Annie's body and tries to warn Lori, but she doesn't take him seriously. Next, Annie's friend Linda shows up with her boyfriend Bob, ready to have the house to themselves, unaware that death is waiting upstairs. Bob goes to grab a beer, but the back door creaks open by itself. Can you guess what happens next? As always, try your luck in the comments below. Bob goes to check, thinking it's a prank, but Michael appears out of the darkness and pins him to the wall with a knife. Then Michael goes to Linda, still wearing Bob's sheet like a ghost costume. She laughs at first, thinking it's Bob playing around. But when she calls Lori on the phone, Michael wraps the phone cord around her neck and strangles her, while Lori listens helplessly, thinking it's just another joke. Meanwhile, Dr. Loomis finds the car Michael stole parked nearby and realizes that Michael is very close. Lori begins to worry about her friends and goes across the street to check on them. She finds the door locked, so she walks around the house and enters through the back, not realizing that she is walking straight into a nightmare. When she goes upstairs, she discovers Linda's dead body lying under Judith Myers' stolen gravestone. Then, she finds the bodies of Annie and Bob in the same room, causing her to panic and cry as the terrifying truth hits her all at once. Suddenly, Michael appears out of the darkness, and what follows is one of the most iconic chases in horror movie history. He swings his knife at her, but luckily for Lori, he only scrapes her arm. She falls from the stairs and runs to the door. Seeing that it's broken and with Michael in pursuit, she breaks the window and makes her way out of the building. She screams for help to nearby neighbors, but because it is Halloween night, they think she is joking and refuse to open their doors, leaving her all alone with no one to save her but herself. She hurries back to Tommy's house and begs him to open the door before Michael catches up with her. Once inside, Lori tells Tommy and Lindsay to lock themselves upstairs. Michael breaks in again and attacks Lori once more. This time, Lori grabs a knitting needle and drives it into his neck. For a moment, she believes the nightmare is finally over. She even tells the kids she's killed the boogeyman, but she celebrates too soon. Soon, Michael rises again like a monster who simply cannot die, and Lori escapes into a closet. Michael breaks through the door, reaching for her, almost catching her, until she manages to stab him again with a coat hanger. She quickly takes his knife and stabs him once more. He falls to the ground, and with that, it looks like the nightmare's over. Or is it? In the meantime, Lori rushes the terrified kids out of the house, telling them to run and get help. Dr. Loomis sees them screaming and immediately realizes Michael is inside. He runs into the house just as Michael rises up behind Lori again and attacks her. This time, Lori grabs his mask and pulls it off, revealing his real human face. He easily overpowers her and is about to kill her before Dr. Loomis fires 6 gunshots, causing Michael to fall off the balcony and seem completely dead. Again, is he? When Dr. Loomis looks over the balcony to check Michael's body, he has vanished into the night once again, proving without a doubt that he is not a normal human being and that he will return, because pure evil never truly dies. From that moment on, we all understand exactly why Michael Myers became one of the most legendary horror villains of all time. For more movie recaps like this, check out our earlier videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.